director, giving us a really great message today, as she always does. And there's two things I'd like us to do first. One is, I want everyone to, would you please come up? Well, no, I just didn't know if I wanted you up. Yeah, I do want you up now. Okay, the very first thing I want everyone to say in loud voice is Happy Anniversary, Joy-anne.
Happy Anniversary, Joy-anne.
It was exactly 1 year yesterday that Joy-anne
Fantastic.
came to join us. And I would also like you to all say, we love you, Joy-anne.
We love you, Joy-anne.
And we really do.
Thank you. Back at you, as Ellen says. Do you all watch Ellen?
Yeah.
Can I get this first?
You're wearing heels again, aren't you?
I am. I do that on Sunday. I wear heels. Go on. Have a minor adjustment. Whoa, that's good. Okay, and how about this one? All right. Well, thank you. It's been a great joy for me to be here. About a year ago, I arrived, and it was a little chilly. I noticed I love this time of year. So thank you, and I just want to say that, change, whatever change we go through in our lives, is always for the better. Even though it may not seem like that at the moment, change happens. Shift happens, and it's always for the better. It's always for the better, so I can say that honestly. So before I begin, I have a couple of things I wanted to share with you this morning. The first one is that yesterday we had an awesome play shop. Now, a play shop is different than a workshop. A play shop is where you come and you're there just to play. And I wanted to show you the result of what we did. We created a vision board, also called a treasure map. And I brought mine as a show and tell. Because it was so much fun. It was put on by our two ministers, Reverend Pat and Reverend Lana. And this is the result. This is my vision board. And you put on things that you will put before you, because we know that wherever we put our attention, we literally bring into our experience. So you want to focus on the things you do want. And so if you want to know more about this, I'll explain it later. I didn't want to take time this morning, but doesn't it look like fun? Isn't it beautiful? And it was so much fun. So they're going to do another one next year. So get ready for that. We had how many? We had 6 of us there. Next year we'd like to have 16. Or maybe 60. That would even be better. All right, so that was that. Look at that too.
Donate your magazines now.
Yeah. Get your magazines. It was really fun. The second thing before we begin is we have a gratitude gift that we received this morning, hand-delivered by a very nice young man. And I want to read you the card. Can you see the flowers up here?
Beautiful.
It says, Dear Rev Joy-anne and the Center for Spiritual Living, Kamloops, thank you so much for your support and involvement in the Interior Wellness Festival this year.
Awesome.
Having the Sunday celebration as part of our event was very special, and it was truly an honor to host you, y'all. And for your silver, and also for your silver sponsorship, we were a silver sponsor for them, and we are deeply grateful for the festival is on an event for the community which you helped make possible. What a wonderful collaboration to have CSL Kamloops join with Interior Wellness. We look forward to working with you again in the coming year. With much gratitude and many, many thanks, Elizabeth Beeds, she is the director, and she sent flowers today for all of us, and you all have to enjoy them. Okay, and we are launching this week, as you may have noticed. This whole month is about prosperity and abundance. So how many of you would like to increase your, I haven't said it yet. Would like to have received to create more abundance in your life. So you have money for food and for shelter, for clothes, and there, all the good things in life. There's a good for you and you ought to have. So how many of you would say yes to that?
Yes!
All right, you guys are good. Wow. All right. So in order to promote that and to expand that and increase that, what our center did, we are having this month a plan. It's called a Prosperity Month, also the Planned Giving Program. So if you are a member of our center, we're going to invite you to participate and to really take a moment to think about what this center, what this teaching means to you and what it has given you over the years. I have to honestly say that if it were not for Science of Mind, I would not be alive. It has saved my life. It has changed my life. And it has made it so much better, so much happier in every possible imaginable way. So for those of you who are members, we want to invite you. We have for you, they're called intention cards, and you simply fill out your willingness to participate in 2015 to be financially supporting our center. And we had a gratitude dinner a few weeks ago in which we said thank you to a group of people who have been coming to our center and have financially supported us. And I have some really good news. Are you ready for some really good news? Yeah. Who's ready? Okay, I want to show you. I made this myself with my own two little hands. And this is a graph of where we are. So because we have a very amazing, beautiful, loving, supportive group of people as our foundation here, we were able to have committed givers that are planning and are now giving to our center. And here is the result of what's happened already. So we are over halfway.
Can you hold it up?
Isn't that amazing? So we're over halfway there. You can't see it?
Hold it up, Pat. Get it up there.
All right, so now can you see it? So our goal is to create, to receive, to be divine receivers of $60,000 in 2015. And we have already had pledges for $32,004. So let's give ourselves a hand. And the most important piece is that, all of us, you hear a lot of talk recently in our country about sustainability. And all of our centers for spiritual living around the world, we have 250 of centers like this. And the way that they're supported is through the membership of the center, those who are here. And so it's very important and very much a blessing because all that you give, whenever you give to, you receive. And what we're giving to is this beautiful teaching that expands consciousness and helps make the world a better place. So anyone who would like to, we have pledge cards up here. Would love to have you and love to see this go up all the way to the top by the end of our pledge program, which is simply the end of October. And what I will be doing is giving you amazing sermons every week, even if I say so myself, that have to do with prosperity and abundance of all good, not just money, but how to be more healthy, more happy, more harmonious in our world, and how to make the world a better place. So that's the whole idea. Okay, thank you. What is her name? Lana. No, not Lana. Vanna. You all know who Vanna is? So she is our Vanna. She's our Vanna for today. Thank you very much. Let's give her a hand. All right, so that's what we're doing for the month, and I'll keep you posted on how we're doing. I'm sure it'll be amazing. Again, it's for our membership or anyone who would like to make a donation. It's such a blessing. All right, so welcome to our month of prosperity. And I don't know how many of you have heard of Flora Scovel Shinn. She's a writer that lived quite a few years ago, and she said this. So think about this. If we desire riches, we must first be rich in consciousness. Now, who remembers what is consciousness? Anyone remember? Thank you. Our thoughts, our consciousness is a compilation of our thoughts, our beliefs, our words, our feelings, and our actions. That's what your consciousness is. And so a lot of people will say the words like, I am rich, I am abundant, and then when they go to buy something, they'll say this, I can't afford it. Anyone ever do that? I can't afford it. And when you say that, you then cancel what you just created, right? And so we're going to look at how we can shift consciousness into a whole new place for ourselves and everyone here present. So it's great. So today I will share with you 3 things. What is prosperity? It may surprise you. I looked up the word in the dictionary in the original Latin. Who remembers Latin? Who speaks Latin? One person. Oh, of course, it's our. Can I tell them what you are, dear, back there? May I say it? Where were you?
No.
No, okay. Anyway, she's a blessing. I won't say it. You can ask her privately. But anyway, we have one of us that speaks Latin. And I looked this word up, so I'll be sharing that. What is prosperity? What does prosperity have to do with money, if anything? And finally, they're called the 5 spiritual practices to up-level your prosperity. And that may surprise you as well. So that's what I'll be sharing today. First of all, though, I'd like to ask you a question. When you combine prosperity and love, so prosperity plus love, what do you get? What do you think you would get?
Abundance.
Abundance. But prosperity is abundance. So if you combine abundance and love, what would you get? Right now, if every one of you had all of the abundance you needed right now, you had a home, you had food, you had a car, you had everything you needed to make yourself comfortable, right? And you had all the love, right? How would you feel? How would you feel? Yes?
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled. Good. That's going to come up in a minute, but very good. Excellent. Okay, so you'll find out. You'll get it as soon as I say it. So this is the definition of what is prosperity from the Latin word to prosper. It simply means this, to go forward in joy. To go forward in joy. So if you had all the money you needed, all the gifts, all the houses, all the partners, whatever makes you happy, right? You had all of that. You had love and you had money, then you would be in a place of joy. So prosper means to go forward in joy. So what we're going to talk about this month is going forward into our heart's desire to live the life that you want to live joyfully. And that's it. Does anyone here have a problem with that? I didn't think so. So another word to look at that I want to add to that myself is the word freedom. Are you free to live the life you want to live? Are you able to live that life? Are you free? Now some of you are nodding. So prosperity has to do with joy. I saw that. They're doing the high five. Cool. Maybe you should come up here. So prosperity is about living richly from the inside out with love and in joy from your heart. Now, I recently had an opportunity. I'm going to ask you this question. I recently had an opportunity to do this. So here's the question. Do you love your life? Do you honestly, completely, and totally love the life that you are living? Or is there something different? Some people will say they want a different job. Some people will say they want a different partner. Some people will say they want to live in a different city. So some people go away for the winter. One of my dance friends, a bunch of them are all going away for the winter. I said, well, you'll miss the snow. And they said, that's the point. But I like to watch the snow. I like to drive in the snow. I like to play in the snow. So I would miss it, right? Okay, so I recently had this opportunity. I asked myself this question, Joy. I said to Joy-anne, am I truly, completely happy and deeply in love with life, with spirit, and with my daily routine? And this is my answer. My answer was clearly revealed. What I felt this overwhelming feeling of joy just kind of bubble up inside me because I love my life, honestly and deeply. I love my daily spiritual practice. I love my daily workouts. I do hydrofit. I do dancing. How good is that? I love my daughter. I have one child, a daughter, and she's happily on her own. Isn't that great? Happily on her own. I love and have a simple but very lovely apartment that I live in. I love that. I have a car. I have dear friends that I adore, a wonderful place that I work with, people that I love. So how good is that? So I have that. I feel very prosperous. Now, I don't have 5 houses and 6 cars, and I don't have a yacht yet. But I don't need those things. I'm very happy and very joyful with my life right now. So think about your life. And can you say that about your life? About your health, about your wealth, about your life. Can you really feel honestly? Now, some people have jobs that are really difficult for them. And how much time do you spend at your job? A lot of time, right? So how about free? How about living freely? Are you free to do, or, some people have long hours, some people work at night. Have you ever done a night shift? You get your hours your biorhythms all out of whack. So, yeah, and some people have jobs where they're switched around all the time. One day they're working somewhere and 1 hour, and the next time it's switched around again. So, are you free? So I was thinking about this, and I wanted to know, I asked myself this question, who do I think of? If I asked you this question too, so if there was someone on this planet, if there were these 2 people, I want you to think about Mother Teresa. You all know who Mother Teresa is. And you all know who Princess Diana is. Who do you think of those 2 people is more free? How many of you think it's Princess Diana? How many of you think it's Mother Teresa? Okay, good, because that's what I thought as well. So I was sure that it was Mother Teresa, and not because she had a lot of money, but because Mother Teresa spent her life serving other people and helping other people, but she did it with joy, and that's the key word that we're looking at. She was more free to do and live her life, and she worked for the Sisters of Charity. And this is the thing. A lot of people that, when she became famous, a lot of people wanted to go and work with Mother Teresa. And if they showed up at the charity, it was sort of like a hospice, and they weren't happy, they weren't joyful, they were shown the door. There's the door, or actually it's back there, there's the door. And they were asked to leave because they were there to give joy. They were there to give joy. If someone's having a hard time, you don't give them a hard time, right? Or do you? You want to bring joyful, because that shifts the energy into this beautiful place. And so the Sisters of Charity spent their time really giving that love and joy. So Mother Teresa could be welcome in any home on this planet. Anybody, anywhere she would go, she would be welcome, with kings, with whoever. She could go anywhere and she would be welcome because she was rich in her soul and she moved forward in joy. She lived a joyful life. So today she is missed. I miss her. And I want to share with you my favorite quote from Mother Teresa. And in order to do this, I have a gift for you. So come on out, ladies. They're going to be handing these out. I want you to take one. I'll take one. And if you're really brave, you take 2. Okay, you don't know what I'm going to do yet. So go ahead and hand them out. And then you can pick, I have them. I have 4. You can have a traditional pencil. You're all going to get a pencil, and there's a very divine reason, a very powerful divine reason why you're getting a pencil. And a gift from us, and you'll find out in a moment. So you can have a traditional. Who likes traditional? Who likes wild and wacky? Yay! Okay. So there's hot pink, there's purple, there's all colors. This one has little hearts all over it, which I'm going to use this morning. So I want you all to get your pencil in hand. Take 1, and if you're really brave, take 2. And there's a reason you have this pencil. And you'll find out in just a minute how important this pencil is to you and to life and to the planet. It's very important. Everyone have a pencil? No? I have a few more up here. We need some more. I must be very brave. I've got 4. Wow. Okay, we all have pencils? No. Okay. We need some more back there. We're working on it. Yep. Back there. And I want you all, when you get your pencil, I'm just going to wait one more little tiny bit of time to get the pencil. Give them those pencils. Just hand them out. There we go. Perfect. What happens to people is they want to pick the right pencil. Oh, I like that. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
That's not what we're going to do. It's not what I had in mind. Okay. That's the happiness person here, the laughter person, I should say. Okay, y'all, I want you to all hold up your pencils. Hold up your pencils. You all got one? Okay. Now I want you to put it in your hand like you're going to write with it. And then I'm going to share this quote. And this pencil is for you to take home and put on your altar as the reminder of this favorite quote from Mother Teresa. It's a beautiful, it is a powerful quote. So just like you're writing, here's the quote. Mother Teresa said, "Make me a pencil in the hands of God, writing a love letter to the whole world." I'm going to say it again. It just gives me goosebumps. Make me a pencil in the hands of God, writing a love letter to the whole world, and beginning that love letter to yourself. If you don't love yourself, you have no love to give others. So make me a pencil in the hands of God. Isn't that beautiful? If you took more than one, I have extra. Then your job is to find someone to gift it to and tell them the quote. Someone in your life, someone in your neighborhood, someone in your building. I have someone in my building that I know. I actually have two in my building. One of them is one of our members. I'm going to go to her and she's going to wonder what's going on. I'll say, "You are a pencil in the hands of God." To write a love letter to her, she'll like, okay. So that's the quote. So Mother Teresa was free to move forward. She was free to be that joyful presence, and she made the huge difference in the world. So now you know what prosperity is, the freedom to go forward in joy, in love with life. And I'm going to add contentment. Thank you for the gentleman back there that said contentment. Because some people make faces when you think about contentment. I'm content. How many of you would like to be content? Okay. And I want to also add in not only content, but fulfilled. And we want to be fulfilled in life. So I think that's important. So prosperity is the freedom to live joyfully in love with life. And I am adding contentment, satisfaction, and a life that is so filled with love that you love others and you love the world. So my goal is that all of us would learn that this month. And so that is the definition, that we would live that we would be in joy, and then we would be prosperous. You've all heard of the book, I think you have, called Do What You Love, and the Money Will Follow. Anyone ever read that book? Okay. So the whole point is that we now know the definition of that. And okay, this is so interesting. So what if the planet Earth were not a school? Now, often you've heard that we're here to learn, right? What about, have you ever heard of the School of Hard Knocks? Yeah, and a lot of people say, but what if Earth was really recess? What if Earth was really recess and it was a playground and we forgot? We're not here to struggle. We're not here to suffer. We're here to be in joy. It's recess time. How many of you want to go out and play? Good. So the second thing I'd like to share with you today is, now, what does prosperity have, and does it have anything to do with money? Where does money come in to all this? Well, if you use a lack of money for your grand excuse not to live freely, and a lot of people, a lot of us, myself included, once in a while, and I'll tell you what I did so you'll know. It's called confession. You'll have to put on your confession collars, and I'll do confession numbers. Not that bad. If you use money as your grand excuse not to live in joy, not to live freely for your heart's desire, then who made that up? Who did that? It was me. So I'll tell you what I did. I discovered there's a place in Vernon. Some of you may have been there. I just heard of it from one of my swimming friends. It's called Sparkling Hill. Anyone ever been there? Have you heard of it? Okay. Have you been there? Yes. You've been there. Well, I want to hear more after the service. Tell me. So I heard about this and I thought, the person who invented or created Swarovski crystals, you all know what those are. They're little, they make necklaces, they're beautiful, really sparkling, right? built on the edge of this like hill overlooking the Okanagan Lake, right? He built this amazing place, this sort of like retreat. He calls it a resort. And I got all excited because I wanted to go. Everything is sparkles. My friend said, when you go in there, everything is just covered with sparkles. I happen to love sparkles, right? I have sparkles. Okay. So I look it up online, right? And guess how much it costs? I mean, I don't know. It was like per night. One night, it was like $379 for one night. Something like that. And I went. So I went to this whole conversation. That's a lot of money for one night. But if you allow money to stop you from following your heart's desire, what's going to happen? What's going to happen, right? And so some of us use money as our excuse not to move forward in life. Now, some of us also use other excuses. Who uses the idea of time? I would love to go there, but I just don't have the time. Anyone have time issues? I have some of those too. I must have one of everything. That's okay. Makes me a good teacher, right? Your best teacher is one who has all these interesting opportunities and works through them. All right, so some people use health as their excuse. I just say it's an excuse. Some people use education. If I only had a good education, I could do whatever. Some people use talent, education, health, what else? Some people use many excuses to keep themselves, to hold themselves back from their heart's desire. So take a moment to see if you use any of these things. Age, some people say, I'm too old to do that. I can't go start this or do that, I'm too old. So if you're using money, or age, or talent, or education, or health as your excuse not to live your heart's desire, then this whole month is about releasing that, about clearing the blocks away, so we are all living our life in joy from our heart. So we're going to do a couple of clearing statements. This will help you. I love doing clearing statements. So anywhere, and all you have to do when I ask you this question is I want you all to say yes. Okay, let's practice.
Yes.
Okay. Anywhere in me where I am not allowing myself to fully receive the blessings and the abundance of the universe, am I now willing to release and uncreate any blocks?
Yes.
Perfect. Anywhere in me where I am using an excuse, whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's age, whether whatever, anywhere in me where I am using an excuse that is holding me back from living my heart's desire, am I now willing to release and uncreate all of that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Okay, let's do one more. What else do we want to let go of?
Fear.
Self-defeating stuff. Okay, anywhere in me where I am sabotaging myself or I am practicing self-defeating behavior, am I now willing to release and clear all of that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Okay, isn't that great? So we're doing clearing every month to get that out of the way so we can receive the blessings of spirit.
Fear.
Fear. Okay, one more. Fear. Fear. I'm afraid. Okay. Anywhere in me where I am using fear, where I am afraid or I have fear. What kind of fear?
Becoming all
Any fear of moving forward into my heart's desire? Okay, anywhere in me where I have any fear of moving forward into my heart's desire, am I now willing to release and uncreate that times a godzillion?
Yes.
Wow, I can feel that. You gave me God balls. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of this as we go along. So we're going to release it over this month. Science of Mind, our reading today. I love it. Ernest Holmes said, here and now we are surrounded by and immersed in an infinite good. How much of that good can we use? All of it. How much of it can we have to use? All that we can embody. All that can we receive. So we are opening ourselves up to be divine receivers. And Joel Goldsmith said it this way. I love Joel Goldsmith in Supply. He said, we are infinite individual spiritual consciousness, embodying within ourselves the infinity of good. That's a whole lot of good. Infinity of good. Therefore, we are that center, that point of God consciousness which can feed 5,000 any day and every day, not by using our bank account, but by using the infinity of good pouring through us the same as it did as the master teacher, Jesus. The living God is the essence of who we are. We are the living God embodied, or as one of my friends said, we're God in a bod. God in a bod. So the last thing I'd like to share with you today, the third point. Does anyone know what the 5 spiritual practices are, which may surprise you, which may not surprise you, of prospering ourselves, of raising our consciousness, of releasing whatever is blocking us, and embodying the moving forward in joy, the living in contentment, that part of us that is the truth of our being? Anyone know the 5 practices?
Gratitude, forgiveness, and that's all I remember.
It's not those. They surprise you. Number 1, here they are. Number 1 is study. Number 2 is meditation. Number 3 is treatment. Number 4 is service. And number 5 is giving. And I'll be sharing with you these as we go along. Yes? Sure. Number 1 is study. Number 2 is meditation. Number 3 is treatment. Number 4 is service. And number 5 is giving. And so this month, I'm going to be inviting you each week to take one practice. So guess which one? What was the first one I said? Study. Now this is what study is. Study means you read slow. You read slow. You don't look at the back of the book. You don't speed read. You don't flip through the pages. You don't read. Look at the end and see how the story goes. No. It means you study and you read slow. You find, I want you all, part of your play work, it's play, not homework, but home play, is to find one book of prosperity and to really study it this month. And I'm going to show you. When I left my former country, where I used to live, I gave away about 20 cases of books. But I took with me the cream of the crop. And every one of these is from my personal library. These are all prosperity books. So how many of you think you have one somewhere in your library? You have a prosperity book. If not, we have some in the bookstore. We have a spiritual library, or you can borrow one of mine, as long as you give it back. But I want you to get one of these books. This is called The Abundance Book, Creating Affluence, Wealth Consciousness from Deepak Chopra. There's Discover a Richer Life, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwin Gaines, Open Your Mind to Receive Money Magnetism, Spiritual Economics, The Richest Man in Babylon, The Prospering Power of Love, and The Secret of Unlimited Prosperity. Anyone who wants to borrow these and make that your book, and she has some that she's now, our book person is pulling them out of her library as well. So there you go.
Can I recommend Napoleon Hill?
Yes, Napoleon Hill. So any book you find, you pick the book, and I'm going to ask you this month to study, which means not to read fast, not to peruse, but to contemplate, to read a little bit every day and to take it in like food, to breathe it in, make it you, and it might make you uncomfortable. Because sometimes when we learn something new, you may have noticed that if you have a new practice, you get a little bit uncomfortable. Anybody ever notice that? And for the ministers in the room, I'm going to tell you what the job of a minister is. You ready? A minister is to comfort the afflicted, or to afflict the comfortable. So you want to get, if it makes you a little uncomfortable to read one of these books, good, because otherwise nothing much happens. You want to either be inspired or you want to get so darn uncomfortable that something in you changes, something in you shifts. So that's what I invite you to do. So to sum this all up for today, I answered the question, what is prosperity? It's the freedom to go forward in joy, forward in life in joy, to love what you do love who you are, and to live the life that Spirit intends for you to live. And anywhere where we learn to not allow this, we can unlearn it, we can uncreate it. Anywhere we have a belief system that doesn't serve us, we can change that. We allow ourselves to change. And the other part of that is do not allow any limitation in your life. If anything is limiting you, including yourself, you can say no to limitation. And so the practices are, who remembers, study. I'll ask Kelly. Kelly, will you stand and tell us, since you took such good notes?
Study, number 2, meditation, 3, treatment, 4, service, and 5, giving.
Excellent. Very good. So study, meditation, treatment, service, and giving. And I'm going to bring today to a close with a fresh, new version you probably have not heard. It is a fresh, new version of the 23rd Psalm, and this one is called the Prosperity Psalm. So I'm going to ask you, this is just kind of our closing prayer, I'm going to ask you to play the wings, Rael, and I want you all, I invite you just to close your eyes and to listen to these beautiful, powerful words said in a fresh, new way. The new Prosperity Psalm. So taking in a nice deep breath and just taking in these words like divine food into your soul. The infinite is my shepherd. I have everything I need. It calls me forth to lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters. My soul is refreshed. That which is God will forever be God. That which created the heavens and the earth, the sky and the stars, and it populated it with creations that will never be duplicated. It peopled this earth with people who will never be duplicated. That power, that presence supplies everything that I need. It comforts me and guides me on the path of right living, so I may serve all with love. And though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not be in fear. For in the midst of everything that happens, I find courage and strength from the God within. And I know beyond the shadow of all doubt that God is my source, my life, my health, and my wealth. The beloved spreads before me a full table, a bountiful feast, and even in times of great pain, I look and find the bounty of the divine forever available to me, within me. I realize that I am one with the great limitless good of God. For love intelligence gently anoints my head with sweet oil, filling my cup to the very brim. My cup runneth over. Surely only goodness and kindness and love and joy follow me all the days of my life. I live in beauty, in peace, and in radiance, as I am aware of the infinite love in me, as me, forever and ever expanding. And as Mother Teresa said, indeed, I am a pencil in the hands of God, writing a love letter to the whole world. And so it is.